Hi, I'm Elizabeth Conlon. I am a furniture and decorative arts specialist at Bonhams and Butterfields, and this is the Jose and Marion Seabury estate property that we are featuring, and the money is going to benefit the Jose Iturbi Foundation.
What does the foundation do?
The foundation is actually like a classical sort of American Idol. They take the two best vocalists and pianists in the world, and they compete for the largest cash prize. Jose Iturbi was a pianist, and Marion Seabury did vocal work, and the foundation is a way of getting people more involved with classical music and also giving these young artists an opportunity to really succeed at their career by getting them some funding.
Now you also mentioned him earlier that he was one of the first to.
He's the first classical musician to ever sell 1 million records.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he parlayed
that's still
that
an amazing
into a big
feat.
Hollywood career. He has a star on the Walk of Fame, and he was also very philanthropic. So this is a nice sort of accolade to him to be able to create this foundation and to have the money going back into something he felt very strongly about.
So this is like walking into old Hollywood.
Absolutely, absolutely. The sale is really interesting because it's sort of three-tiered. The people involved, originally, the house that he purchased and all the property belonged to the Countess de Frasso. And she started out life as Dorothy Taylor. Her father was a very, I think, a multi-millionaire in the 20s in New York, and she married a count. She was married 3 times, but she's a fascinating character. She was Bugsy Siegel's mistress. She also went out with Gary Cooper for a long time, and the character of the Countess in The Women was based on her. So it was her home, and her neighbor, Elsie DeWolf, who is America's first lady in decorating, did the house for her. And all the contents of the property were purchased by Jose Iturbi, including, you know, the silverware and china and everything. And it's been in situ since then, so it's really kind of a time capsule for old Hollywood as well.
Oh, that's really interesting. Now you mentioned a word that a lot of people probably aren't familiar with, in situ. What is that?
Inside the house.
Oh, okay.
Meaning just in the residence, hadn't been moved.
Ah. Wow, so this is probably the first time it's been moved.
Yeah.
Other than cleaning.
Yeah, and as you can see from, you know, looking around, it's sort of exactly as it was in the house, which is kind of fun too.
Oh, is that what this picture is from over here?
Yes, that's from the house. That was the dining room. The wallpaper in there is quite an amazing spectacle, but it is still in the house as it's being, it's on the market now being sold, so that hasn't been removed yet. But that is an amazing art decoration in itself.
Wow. Now this huge tapestry behind here.
This is an 18th century Flemish tapestry, and it's amazing because the colors are so strong and vibrant, and it is also 17 feet long, which is quite unique. The condition is, as we can see, is not in its finest hour. So that's probably what's keeping the price down a little. I think it's in for about $8,000, but it's kind of funny in that this piece, which most people would hang in a museum or have in a place in their home where you looked at and it was kept in the dark, was used by the Iturbi household to block out the sun when he came down for his meals, because he was a musician and he didn't like the light in his eyes because he came down rather late, so they'd hang the tapestry to block the light out, and you can see how they did it in that room shot.
Oh, that's beautiful. Actually, I'm kind of amazed that there's as much color as there is in
Oh
it.
yeah, very stunning, because a lot of times people think these tapestries are all sort of worked in pale greens and browns and blues, and it's just because over time they faded so badly. So to see the vibrant colors there is really quite special. And also that little chinoiserie folly up there, it's a wonderful sort of exotic tapestry as well.
They're beautiful. I'm just curious, do people ever restore tapestries for colors?
Absolutely, absolutely. And especially all these little areas where you see tears, that can easily be restored. It's just sort of costly.
Okay. So do they restore the tears, but also the color, or just the tears?
Not the color so much, generally the tears. Usually with any kind of art form, you want to keep it as original as possible, and you don't want to do something that possibly could later on lead to a new problem.
Understandably. So what else would you like to share with people? Other highlights?
Well, we have some fun things. The nice thing also about this collection is it encompasses so many different things. There are 2 cabinets here. There's one here and one over here, and they're South American.
Those are beautiful.
They're from the 18th century. We believe they were table cabinets, and they were on stand but made to go in the same room. We don't have the stands, which is often the case with these pieces. And they're all inlaid with mother of pearl. And we have interest across the globe in them. So people are bidding right now currently in Italy, Mexico, England, and Czechoslovakia on these 5 frames. So
They're very
well.
beautiful.
Baton there, which is kind of fun. I think that's only in for about 150.
That's pretty cool. That's his baton that...
Another
Wow.
conductor gave it to him, and he used it at times, as I believe all the pianos here in the sale. So that's kind of fun to have a little touch of the maestro. And there's also a very funny little stuffed rabbit back there that one of the Philharmonic groups gave to him.
Oh.
So it has a history as well. So it's kind of fun. And these silver plates down here have the Countess' initials on them, which again is kind of fun. A little bit of history because she used them at her dinner parties, and she had quite the Marlene Dietrich was one of her best friends.
Now, is this silver or this is
These
sterling?
are silver, yeah, sterling silver, little chargers.
Now I'm just looking at these auction estimates for $2,000 to $3,000. Could you melt down that silver for more than that with the price of?
I know you could if they were gold, but silver is basically estimated on its weight, so it's pretty straightforward exchange there.
Okay.
But then again, you
But
add
still-
in the initials and the history, so that'll help kind of push up the price, we hope.
We hope so.
Yeah.
I know you always have to ask that because with the
Yeah.
price of metals.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with gold. I mean, you never know.